but clearly the preservation and protection of our region's natural heritage is at the top of the list. But really beyond that, it's bringing relevance and meaning. What does that mean to the community? It's the role of Metro Parks is then to take these land holdings and to get the public to interact and understand the importance, because ultimately we want to pass it on to future generations. One of the great satisfactions working with Metro Parks was being in the parks and looking at the faces, looking at the smiles, seeing the interactions, seeing the families, seeing the individuals, seeing users of all ages and backgrounds. I think that brought real gratification in terms of establishing a value, and that's a very personal thing. And I think beyond that, the other thing that kind of comes to mind is volunteerism, because I always considered volunteers to be a barometer of value of a program or of the organization. I mean, the people that they're not being paid. What they're wanting to do is share with other residents what they've learned about Metro Parks, how they've come to value the property that's being protected, the programs that are being offered, the lifestyle that is being afforded them. So I always looked at the volunteer program as one of the great measuring sticks. For 33 and a half years. So your tendency is to gravitate towards the most recent accomplishments of the organization, and I'm certainly proud of what we've accomplished with outdoor recreation and the educational programming. Very proud of the staff. But as I look back over 33 and a half years, the one constant was always the land. So I always, I think I have to answer that the proudest accomplishment is the fact that we honored the founding purpose of the organization, protected and continue to protect valuable, critical, sensitive property that is ours. This is our property in our home. And so I'm extremely proud of the efforts we put forward, the creative efforts we put forward to protect land, to understand it, and to be good stewards of it moving forward. I've always looked at it as return on investment. I think the public expects a value return for what they've invested in your organization. So I think it's critical that they have a enjoyable experience. They feel safe. They feel comfortable. They learn, and they continue to embrace what Metro Parks stands for. That they continue to have an appreciation for the land holdings and what they offer. And I think the other thing with Metro Parks is that it's a sole purpose organization. So as opposed to other forms of government which are having to decide where to place their priorities and where to place their dedication and their funding, Metro Parks was created for the sole purpose of protecting these lands and opening them up to the visitors to experience and enjoy. And since the inception of Metro Parks, we've always had a form of outdoor recreation. In the early years, that to a large extent was conducted by educational programming, where we would take people on nature hikes. We've always had hiking trails. We've had ponds and lakes. More recently, of course, added trail networks, bike trail networks. But your outdoor recreation program is how you get people to immerse themselves outdoors, how you get them to create an outdoor active lifestyle that fits them. It also helps create an identity for the region. To me, that was extremely important. And when we enhanced the recreation program beginning in 2005 and really gave it a focus, the purpose there was to open eyes and minds as to what's available in our own region. A lot of people didn't think you could fly fish in Dayton, Ohio. They didn't think you could kayak in Dayton, Ohio. They didn't think you could backpack and camp overnight in Dayton, Ohio. You can do all those things. So it's about creating an active outdoor community that puts a definition to who you are as a community. I think it brings a new perspective, obviously. There are always checks and balances. When I became director, when Martin became director before me, when Don Schmidt became director, there was always a set of checks and balances, primarily the Board of Park Commissioners, that made sure that you didn't stray from mission, but that you looked on how to enhance what had been built, what the foundation was, moving forward. Make it relevant. Relevance is critical. It's extremely important for the agency to be nimble, flexible, to be able to understand what is going on in the community, what the community expects of the organization. So I think a new director brings a fresh set of eyes, a new energy, and I think it's a healthy transition. To the purpose of the founding of the organization, which was to preserve open space. When you go back to that 1959 study, that transportation study that found that we were rapidly losing open space in Montgomery County, and that they decided that Metro Parks was the vehicle to that void that existed in this community. So it's important to always keep that at the forefront of what the organization does and what the organization is about. And it's also, I think we had a lot of opportunities. We always tried to stay ahead of the curve, if you will. We just had professionals that brought extreme passion. People like Dane Mutter, Don Schmidt, Mel Deal, Dave Nolan, Marvin Olinsky. These people brought passion to making sure that conservation and land protection remained at the forefront, and we took advantage of opportunities. Acquisition is a matter of opportunity. And we also developed creative methods of protecting land with conservation easements that not require as significant an investment, but in the long run still protected the land. We took advantage of funding opportunities which leveraged the public dollars locally through the Clean Ohio program and really gave us an opportunity that we couldn't pass up. We would have been derelict in our duties to do that. I thought tremendous new leadership. I think Becky Benet is the right person at the right time. The staff is unsurpassed in terms of being able to be innovative and creative in how they introduce people into the parks and how they continue to make it meaningful and impact people's lives. So I expect more of the same. I mean, like most public organizations right now, there are financial challenges which exist. I go back to that fact that one of the responsibilities of the organization is to remain nimble and flexible. So I foresee a continued extremely high quality of service that's afforded to the public, an enormous return on their investment and value for what they invest in Metro Parks. And I expect that that the organization is going to continue to flourish for generations. This isn't a short-term proposition. Everybody that's associated with this organization is in it for the long haul during their tenure, but also in order to pass it on so that it can continue for the future generations. Has been fortunate. Max had the opportunity to see firsthand, because I had him at my side a lot when I was director. He's fortunate in that where I live, I have some land, I have a creek, and so he's grown up with the positive impact of the out of doors and nature, and it's very evident in how he talks, in how he understands wildlife. He understands the importance of protection of the outdoors. That he understands it. He gets it. I guess the challenge is to make sure he doesn't forget it, and ensure that it stays with him for as long as he lives. You know, part of my responsibility. Part of that's his parents' responsibility, and then also then can impart that on other people. So I see it in him. I even have challenged him to someday maybe be the director of Five Rivers Metro Parks, and you know, I could see him doing that easily. The experiences that we've had together, you by side in the parks, you understanding how people enjoy the parks, you coming to the house or going on fishing trips with me. I never want you to lose that. I want you to continue to have the love and the passion that you have for it. I want you to be able to share it with other people, because ultimately that is how you spread it, and that is how we continue to protect everything that we have on this earth, particularly locally. I know you'll do it because I know you. I know you are. I know what a gentle soul you are. I know it's deep into your core that you appreciate the out of doors and living things that reside within.